This is Julia with iCadenza, and I'm here with wonderful composer and pianist John Musto, who has graciously agreed to speak with us for a few minutes. Hello.
Hi, great to be here.
It's wonderful to be here. You just performed and organized a fantastic concert. The technical name of the concert was
American Songbook. Well, it's known as the Great American Songbook. It's all the tunes of. Well, you know, we went back to vaudeville actually. Oh, did we? I think maybe almost to vaudeville with this show. We've done in the past 3 years vaudeville songs and songs from the teens, from the 20s, Gershwin, Cole Porter, Berlin, all those people, and brought it all the way up to tonight. We had 3 tunes by Randy Newman, who is actually a neighbor out here, I understand, he lives here, and a tune by Fred Hirsch, the great jazz pianist, playing today. He wrote it in 2001, I think. So it's a pretty big umbrella of what constitutes the American Songbook.
Now, you have written such diverse repertoire, from operas to songs to works for instrumentalists. How do you approach the composition process, and how does it change between those different genres?
Well, when you're writing for the voice, or you're writing for the theater, you have to start with the words. You have to start either if it's an opera or a show, it has to be the libretto. And if it's an art song or something like that, or a cabaret song, or anything, you have to start with the lyrics, or the poem, if it's an art song. If it's something else, like a piano concerto, I sit in the piano and sit at the piano and noodle is what I do. Get some ideas and play around with them, and you know, same thing for chamber music or symphonic music. I tend to be a lot at the piano because I'm a pianist. That's my instrument, so I'm comfortable there, and it brings about ideas.
Now, on your website, you cite your wife, Amy Burton, as your muse. What is it like writing music for her, and do you feel like her voice inspires pieces whether or not they're written for her?
I rely on her a lot for vocal advice. And we've been together a while, and I've written a lot of music for her, and I know her voice very, very well. And sometimes she shows me texts, poems, or and we've been on stage an awful lot, you know. Yeah, we're collaborators in many ways.
It's so wonderful. In addition to her, what would you cite as your primary influences?
Primary influences. You know, my influences are everything I've ever played, and I've played a lot. I mean, when I grew up playing, you know, we played my brother and I, he's a year older than me, we played our Beethoven sonatas and our this and that, and then my dad, who's a jazz guitarist, he would take out his axe and he'd say, okay, Satin Doll, 1 down. Means F major, 1 flat. And we'd have to play, you know. We'd be there at the keyboard learning the tunes. And I played a lot of, I played everything. I played folk music, rock and roll, blues. I played gin mills when I was getting in school and stuff, and played guitar and banjo and upright bass, any instrument they'd throw money at me to play. I did a lot of things, kind of spread around. So and it's all in there. It all winds up in the stew, you know.
And how did you ultimately decide to pursue music professionally?
It just kind of happened, you know. I mean, it's something that you have to set out to do. I mean, I can't tell you I did this or I did that, but you know, it was a long haul.
Now, we're here at Songfest now, which is a wonderful program that enables you to really inspire and work with some wonderful young artists. What brings you here each summer, and what have been your experiences?
I came 3 years ago. This is my third year, and well, the faculty is extraordinary, and to be on a faculty with Graham Johnson and Martin Katz and John Harbison and people like that, that's really quite an honor and quite a gives you always singing here. The singers here, they're very, very serious. They have to be very, very serious because the workload is killing. They're just singing all day long. There's classes, there's coaching, there's lessons, there's master classes, concerts, you name it. They go round the clock practically, and they're the participants are, as you saw tonight, wonderful, extraordinary artists. And to work with that kind of talent pool is really a charge, you know, because you say something and they get it, and you just run with it. And it's really not like you're on stage with students or anything. These were, I was on stage with colleagues tonight. We were giving a show, you know, like I would give a show with any other colleagues.
And what a wonderful show it was.
Why, thank you so much. We had some good tunes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Beautiful
tunes. What would you recommend to a young composer that's starting out and thinking about this career? What were some of the best things that you did for yourself?
Well, I happen to be a performer, and I think it really helps when you're a performer. Because you don't have to have your manuscripts and go to someone and say, "Here, please look at my or please, would you like to play this?" I mean, if you want to write something, you get up on stage and play it yourself, you know, or you play it with someone else, you play it with your colleagues. You meet a lot of colleagues that way, just by playing, you know, chamber music or with orchestras or things like that. That's sort of the way I made a lot of connections with composition. I just knew people, performers, because we were all performers. It used to be that way when, you know, if you were a composer, you were a performer. You were both. They were inseparable. And it's kind of drifted. You know, there are composers who sit in their studios and they write and they actually, you know, can't really get around an instrument, you know. There are some wonderful composers who do. Like, well, there's Derek Bramell, wonderful clarinetist. Miguel del Aguila lives here. Wonderful composer, pianist. You know, Bill Bolcom and John Harbison apparently is a wonderful pianist. So there are some of us around. Lowell Lieberman. But it certainly helps to be a working musician and be a composer at the same time. It really, I mean, I can't really imagine one without the other.
And going back to your career, this year was an exciting year for you, as one of your operas was actually nominated for a Grammy.
That's right, the first opera Volpone. It was indeed.
Congratulations.
We have another opera going up at Glimmerglass next summer. It's called Later the Same Evening. It's based on 5 Hopper paintings, Edward Hopper. I wrote that in 2008, I think it was, with my librettist Mark Campbell. And we're working on a new opera,
wow,
which will open maybe 2 months before that one goes up. We're doing that one at Wolf Trap.
That's so exciting.
I think late April of 2011.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful
It is
string
busy
of
with things. I'm recording my
upcoming-
piano concertos and keeping busy.
Absolutely. Well, we're so thrilled about all of these upcoming events, and we're looking forward to see what else you come up with in the future. So thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you again.
Great. I will be back, I promise.